back to another awesome school year, 2017-2018. Every year I strive to adapt my gamification to the requests of kids from the previous year. So I want to start off my first video of this school year by actually giving you guys a tour of the brand new Scientiatera 3.0 and the additional changes I've made to my gamification. Let's check it out. So let's just give a general pan here. So of course I have my throne that kids made for me, which is pretty awesome. Paper macheing my chair, do a little throne here. My little teacher area, that's kind of generic. There's my book. Across as we go, you're going to see that again I'm big on theme. So I still have my clouds, I still have my brick that goes around, and the first major change you're going to see, my castle by the way, first major change you're going to see is this, and this is actually named in honor of a student I had last year whose player name was actually Cornelius Robertson III, hilarious, and I decided to create something in their honor because of the dedication they had to playing, and it's actually called Robertson's Resources. Now I want to take you inside here and realize that I actually framed off a wall inside my classroom. I'm not too big on rules, so I actually framed an 8-foot wall with a working door in the classroom. And when you actually go inside this room, what you are going to find is, and I'm going to film it from this direction, you actually find a physical store. And this store has all of the resource cards that I've created in my game. From the different tools and light sources you can use, to cotton, to the different materials you can sew with and fix things with, as well as a whole ton of wood. The second thing I have to show you that's brand new, as I leave the store, is the fact that my classroom clearly has no furniture, but it has 5 distinct patches of grass. This is obviously fake AstroTurf, donated to my classroom by someone who installs it, and they gave me the scraps. As I always say, it's never be afraid to ask. Rejection is okay. What I wanted to do with these resources is actually show kids that what we believe we need to learn with is actually not true. So there are actually 2 main reasons that I have no furniture in my class. The first is because I wanted to connect to the theme. Now in a nutshell, my story is we're a resource-rich nation. We uncover a powerful stone. The stone wants to be stolen by enemies, the Minotaur King. He shows up with his army. They imprison me. I get secret communications out. I bring in mercenaries. Mercenaries would not actually bring in furniture and things like that. They would use the resources around them to create their bases, if you will, or create equipment for themselves. So that's exactly what I tried to create in this format. Using the stuff from the store that I just showed you, the students are actually going to build and create their own furniture, whether it's seats, chairs, stools, to, I told them if you can somehow stitch together a mattress and a bed frame, you could create a bed. It doesn't matter to me what they create. I'm really putting this emphasis on creativity. The second reason that I did this is because when you look all over the world, being in Canada, we're very, very privileged at the amount of resources we have, the space that we have, the safety that we have, and the consistency that we have in our education system. Many people around the world struggle with budgets, struggle with space, struggle with time, struggle with resources, and struggle with locations or consistency. So I wanted kids to realize that if people can learn in, poorer countries with next to no resources, but they're super passionate about their education, then it's something that we should be able to succeed in here given all the extra abilities and perks and stuff that we have here. So I wanted them to realize that while there are no chairs and no things, you have to earn what you get, and you have to realize that that's actually not a problem in education. It's something that we conceive without it we can't actually learn, but that's actually not true at all. So those are the 2 reasons I don't have furniture. Let's keep going with the tour. Continuing across, you're going to see that one of the initiatives we had in Alberta was to provide basic school supplies. So I built inside a rental depot for kids who lose the supplies we provided. They actually have to use their game currency in which to rent. And you will see that there are different prices for things, and they can actually straight away purchase it. This is all used with the different game currency that they earn, and that can be spent in one of these ways. Moving on. Next, of course, is one of my crowning achievements on my battle board. This battle board went from a 4x8 to now a 6x8. And what it is, it's an actual created board game that I've made in which to promote creativity, which I've used to foster different levels of learning, different strategies, exploration, creativity, and the whole bit. So this actual thing is arguably the most popular thing that I have in my classroom. It is used by every student at some point in the year multiple times, and they can earn tons of different rewards and perks inside. And it's very, very successful. And I'll be doing a future video about creating your own battle boards and how I did it. All right, moving on. I'm down into my shops now. I still have my blacksmith shop where you can see the different resources that you can purchase and or earn throughout. Again, I'm big on theme. I took a little bit of extra time, as I always do, to print out some bricks, and I even do the hardwood floor by printing out planks and cutting them. I have the same thing over here with my general store, where again you can see the different items that are for sale, some different pricing lists, and things like that. You'll also notice I have the Wheel of Chance. This is a little tip. Look at things around you and how can you modify them. That's actually a Uno roller, but it actually dispenses cards. The cards fit perfectly inside. And as I dispense those cards, what actually happens is the kids actually can earn really powerful cards or play the Wheel of Chance and earn really weak cards at a base price of 1,500 gold. So kids really like that thrill. Next, I have my Slums of Scientia Terra, which contains a variety of risk games. Here you can see someone is making a bet with you to drop a penny down, and you predict its win or lose, and you win accordingly or lose accordingly. Here I have my fortune teller and her jar of fortunes. Each fortune here on the left is coincided with a different action here. You don't know what you pick, and actually students designed this for me a year and a half ago, which is pretty incredible. So that's a great idea. Again, a little place to spend and risk and explore. Next is my diamond mine. This is ties with the blog I have about giving subs superpowers. In there are the diamonds that you can actually mine for, and you'll see there is one here. There are those holographic ones, and in that holographic things are actually scratch tickets. When sub comes in, you can earn soul stones. Flip this over. You can actually add 3 soul stones. When you get 3 soul stones, our dragon in charge allows you to go into and mine for a diamond, and the diamonds are, because I'm all about risk and chance, actually fake or real and worth a different monetary value. You have to scratch, and it's all based on luck. Again, I have some theme. Little secret, if any kids watch this, these books are actually hollow, and I can actually hide things in there, which I do throughout the year. Here I have our chapel. Being a Catholic school, I built a chapel, and I have a priest as one of my character classes, so this is our chapel area. This is where I do games of chance. It's empty right now, but it's called the Plains of Division, and I'll have more on that later on in the year. This is actually going to be our garden. We're going to be growing vegetables this year and actually trying to produce our own crops, which should be pretty fun. I've got my message board system in the back of the classroom. The left is where I post treasure hunt clues. The center is where I name the guild or team of the week, and right would be the player of the week. I have my map as usual. I have some of my decor. I have my black light for my secret messages that I add in UV ink. And I have my message board where people are able to cross-communicate between classes. Continuing on, you can just kind of see that the room is going to take its shape over the next few months, and I will post active updates. A couple different things that I've added as well are in the battle board. You will notice that there are individual pieces or spaces that people can move, and I actually have this little makeshift ruler. Kids are going to be able to go down the paths using their characters, or they're going to be able to explore off the path by whatever number they roll coinciding with the amount of inches that they're allowed to move. So it's going to allow free exploration, which I'm really excited about. The second thing is that this is the room of Scientia Terra, as I've explained before. But one thing that's very different in this is that I actually have grade 7s this year. So in this, the grade 7s are going to play the role of the enemy and be working with the Minotaur King, while the grade 8s are working with me and the role of Master Heaps to save my kingdom. So one thing I always get is that people are telling me, oh, I teach in a classroom that's used for multiple people, or I have multiple subjects or things in the same room. The easiest solution for this is to actually combine everybody inside that game by giving them different roles. So my 7s are the enemies, my 8s are the good, and they'll actually meet and coincide different times throughout the year where they battle each other, or might even work cohesively to try to lure each other to the other side. So again, creativity is a huge thing. How did I get all this decor? Well, a lot of this stuff is actually from the art department as well as our musical theater department. And these are old props that they had that instead of junking them, I asked them if I could keep them. And these props create really cool effects. Also, let kids get involved. Kids decorated my desk to turn it into a castle. Kids drew that dragon. Kids made me this staff. Kids made me that seat. So the more you involve kids, the more ownership they're going to have over the program, and the more success they're going to feel, and the more connected they're going to feel to it. So that is Scientia Terra 3.0, from my stores to my battle boards to my favorite dragon and my favorite clouds. Scientia Terra is a place that I hope to create a learning environment for all kids to succeed, whether they enjoy or detest school. Remember, gamification can be anything you want it to be. The only stop is the creativity and risk you're willing to take. Go for it. And every year, listen to your students and make those changes. Together, we can change education. Until next time.